The live event is basically, it's a one-stop genealogy shop for anyone who wants to find out where they came from. So if you have been doing a bit of research, or even if you're just getting started, it's the perfect place to come. And we've got all the major record holders, people with lots of advice, over 100 workshops over the weekend. So plenty of places for you to find out who you really are.
Genealogy is the second largest hobby all over the world, mainly in the United States and in Great Britain. So people are really interested in knowing about their roots.
It's very easy today in time to complain about things, to complain about how hard your life is. But actually, when you research your ancestors' family histories and you find out about their lives, you realise we've actually got it pretty easy. And again, it's just fascinating finding out about your ancestors and about what life was like back then. It's history.
It starts off with curiosity. You know, you hear family stories and then you want to find out about people. But once you start, it doesn't matter who you are, there's always something interesting to find out, and it's really magical.
Within a couple of weeks of working at Ancestry.co.uk, I found out that I had a relative that was alive that I didn't know about. There was a little bit of scandal around that, but I won't disclose too much because I haven't told my family yet. But it's very exciting. And I found out a few secrets about some friends of mine as well, and their families and their mothers, who perhaps married a few more times than they let on originally.
I mean, the best thing is when you find a criminal or something a bit fun. So you always have people who've found people who've been shipped off to Australia, or people who've found out that their ancestors that they thought were something like milliners, for example. People who find milliners in the records, they're often prostitutes. So people often sort of get a bit of a shock when they discover things like that. But it's one of those things. Everyone has a black sheep in their family somewhere. An interesting story to find. Yeah.
My name is Maria Swietopolk-Górski, but I'm also known as Princess Maria. Yeah, and I come from a Belarusian and Polish dynasty, and I am vaguely related to the Tsars because they came from the house of Romanovs, who came from the Danish Rurik princess, and the British royal family are related, as you know, to the Russian royal Romanov family. So there is this connection.
Each one of us have one or a few mutations that will clearly show that all of us go back to the same ancestral origin, which is in roughly southeast of Africa.
It's something I would encourage everybody to do, especially people of the Caribbean and African community, because it documents not only our history, but it makes it come to life. The kinds of people I've researched along the way. I mean, I found teachers in my line of ancestry, Tomlin teachers, in the mid-1800s, you know, and slave owners as well, who are mixed race. So it really is an interesting journey.
If you know where you come from, you might find out where you're going. I just think so. My family history is quite complicated because obviously I'm African Caribbean with a lot of Caribbean connections with African connections, and there's something from Europe somewhere in there as well. I'll need to be doing that full time to unravel that. But when I go back to the Caribbean, maybe Carriacou, which is a small island where my mother comes from, I see people who look like me. And they stop me in the street and say, "Who are you?" "I am," and that's where the interest has started.
It's actually opened a lot of doors for me, yeah, because I'm on other people's websites. I'm on at least 50 search engines, and I didn't put myself on there. All over the world.
into something that is so real, it's so great, the new me, I can hardly wait, that new